So today, well, I guess I should say last time, worked on taking this concept here of height and like current height, max height as like being a proxy for difficulty, and integrating that into these platforms as well as these like the spawning of chickens. With the idea being that we can encode sort of minimum and maximum difficulties, which is this score here, 62. The thing in the parentheses is just something that ticks up over time. So it has two components, how high you are times a coefficient, and then also just a time component. So currently at 65. 72, you can see as I keep going up, it keeps increasing, along with the time aspect, it keeps increasing as well. But yeah, so basically, what's I'm about to die. Oh no, it caught up with me. What it did was these platforms all have minimum maximum values. We're gonna spawn in that context, so we can put simpler, easier platforms in the beginning. You see, like these got nothing going on. They're just basic. They have different like layouts, and maybe I have to sneak over here, but there's nothing coming to get me really. Nothing is really spawning from the flying spawn boxes either, because we're still on a really low difficulty. But as we climb upwards, we probably a bit too slow of a start. That might be helped by putting in coins though, something interesting to chase that will be there from the beginning. But now you can see, like, now that we're kind of high up, we see a few chickens, we see plants start to spawn, but still no rats. And the number of chickens is very low, and still no tree. Well, I guess there the trees start. But yeah, the sort of higher levels of chaos and complexity that I was experiencing at the top aren't really present here, but you can see them steadily be introduced. There's the first rat. I want to see if I can get to the top of the world really quick, which is at 200, just arbitrarily. Oh man, getting stuck here might kill me. There should maybe be some UI for how close the bar is, because once you can start seeing it, it's so close. So I feel like there should be like a little warning indicator. Anyway, something to do at a future time, maybe. I can add that to my note here. Death box close, but not yet on screen. Maybe we can do that today. Maybe that'll dovetail well with what we're doing anyway, because we're gonna be moving that. In addition to like stuff to collect, we also need the UI to display that stuff, right? Which we already have a concept of lives, which is just this 999 currently set to that for testing, so I never die. Because it used to be any platform could spawn anywhere, so it was like the top level complexity as soon as I started testing. And it was getting really annoying, sometimes dying. But anyway, we're probably going to move this out of the top middle. It made a lot more sense when it was just like a survival thing, but as we're getting into like more complexity, maybe we tuck it in a corner. Top right, we already have the mute. So maybe bottom right. Could also maybe revisit the UI. It's definitely not permanent, but I think it will be moving out of the top middle. So yeah, it's a quick summary of sort of what I did last time and what we're looking to do this time. Hearts, coins, the UI to display them. Maybe we add in this UI as well, but once we're done those relatively low-hanging fruits, I think, we can look at like a shop where you can spend some of those coins, which also lends itself to getting started with some sort of generalized system for upgrades. All right. I have paint open? Let me make a probably easier to start with a heart than a coin. I just want I'm pretty sure paint.net can just give me a heart. Yeah. And then I just turn off anti-aliasing to makes it pixely. There is a plugin for pixel art editor. Oh yeah, that'd be something to look into. Although I'm like always super paranoid about licensing. Is it CC0 what it would produce? Isn't that like a bit of a source of controversy? That people like artists are saying like, hey, you trained on my stuff, it shouldn't be CC0. I think I just need too wide. What do you mean you can't like its outputs are Creative Commons is what you're saying? I need the path to. Yeah, I know I can't copyright it, but can I use it for? I mean, not that I currently have commercial plans for this, um, but could I use it for commercial purposes if I wanted to? That'd be something interesting to look into, especially if I could feed it like an input image, because yeah. Well, I mean, this is already like a freely available asset pack. I'm just adding in the heart, um, because there isn't a heart, I don't think. Hold on, I gotta show an explorer so I can save this. All right, so assets, graphics, sprites, I guess. This is where I want to save it. Player. I'll reorganize it in Unity. Unity prefers that part.png. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's something like I can draw a heart in a second here. Yeah. I prefer everything to be white, and then I can just dynamically set its color. And also, if I want to like, maybe I can animate its color somehow. I don't know. It could be part of. I'm thinking about ways to make it collecting stuff juicy. If you know that term, like just feeling good. A particle effect is a part of that, but I want to do more. Um, but yeah, white is preferable to me. Yeah, sound as well, but I feel like that's the baseline. Um, like maybe it can like squish in before it shoots out particle. I don't know. They're changing its color. Maybe its color can morph to the player. I don't know. I feel like there's a long list of things I can do that'll all make it a tiny bit better. But yeah, let's take a look. I just want to make sure. Let me double check that. Okay, good. The player and stuff are already in at 6. That would be so annoying if I had to like go back and define the pixel ratio that I used like 2 years ago. No compression, point filtering because it's pixel art. No compression because we don't need to for a 16 by 16 image. Like what you can add up how many bytes that is yourself. See, like I can, as an example, I can get the player's exact color and say if you mentioned last time like the possibility of adding classes that have like slightly different strengths. If they were differentiated by color, oops, that's the background. But if they were differentiated by color, for example, you could get this color for all of them. feel like that should maybe be filled. Do you have an opinion? Outline versus filled? The theme of the game is kind of outliney. I'm about to die. Oops. Stop my mic. Maybe, what if I try this? How's that look? Better? It did not re-import. Why didn't you re-import paint? Oh, you know what? I think its bit depth is wrong. I don't know if 8 is enough if I use alpha like that. Okay, yeah, there we go. Should be in front and look at it. I think that looks fine. I don't know. I can fix it later if I want to. This is not the, Bob Ross Paint.net hour. This is the game dev. I'll fix it later if I want to. I mean, that's another possibility is I could maybe reach out to the artist, Vexed, and say like, hey, I want to use your asset pack for this. Or I am using it. Like, could I commission you to expand? Like, can you make like these animations or these additional enemies or stuff? Although there are a lot of enemies left that I have not used. Like, and I think maybe even more than I would need. Look at all these different guys you got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and evil trees, 13. Definitely using evil trees. Um, but yeah, plenty of stuff to use here. But at the same time, possibility of reaching out to the artist to get some expansion of this. Even like basic stuff like hearts and coins, I feel like I can draw myself. But even as simple as the player is, I don't think I would be able to like make a new animation well, unless it's a programmatic one like Squish. Anyway, so what do these hearts need to do? I think I already have built-in health components that I can just use here. Damage other. Oh, I have heal other on trigger enter. I think if I'm using like my standard health systems, this is just enough. If I make it a trigger or a collider 2D, sphere collider probably is the closest. And slightly smaller than this. So it's got a collider that is a trigger. And I say I heal the other thing on trigger enter, and that other thing is going to be filtered to be just the player. So I was just double checking the player's tag there. Player. Fire on enter only. And on trigger enter, I have, let's see what else I have. Heal other, damage self other. How do I make it be consumed? Trying to think of I might just need a destroy or something. Sure. Hey, what's up? Why do I have specific heal? Basically, I used to be in a pro when I was doing game jams, like, um, yeah, I mean, like, it's hard. I mean, technically, I could do that, right? Like, all that means is it's interacting with, like, the health family of components. Like, if you so desired, you could treat that as a generalized value. I guess it's just not named as such. Um, I guess it does like connect to specific death listeners and stuff, but it could be further generalized. Yeah. Basically, but my process when I was doing like a game jam every week or every other week, basically, is I would do a game jam and then I would go through the game jam and rip out any tech that might be relevant in the future. So this just probably came from some game jam I did where there was damage and healing, and I just basically ripped out the tech as it was, cleaned it up a little bit, and moved on. I don't have like I never really had a period of where I was like working on tech specifically, except you can like yeah, these are definitely um I'm pretty sure I could do damage -1. There's nothing stopping me from doing that as well. So it's kind of even redundant, but at the same time, if I bet if I look at this, it's basically nothing. Yeah, it's actually it's one check. That's basically just a sanity check that the thing. Yeah, see this is pretty like well set up with a base class. It's just the base class is a trigger reaction rather than the you know what I mean? It's the shared functionality is in the reacting to the trigger rather than the incrementing of the like global value or whatever. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I can just go through the same health system. I thought I had something that was like just die or destroy. Let's say QI destroyer. No, that's for being all right. But yeah, I think you're right. That's probably just is there's just like die on destroy or something. Oh no, there's not. I remember this. I remember when I was doing the tower jam, the mini jam where I made that tower defense. I was like, what the heck? I don't have an automatic destroy on death thing. I'm just gonna go steal that. Because then, yeah, that's I can just give it some health, destroy on death, have it be damaged by the player. Game jams, I guess. It said 191 for some reason, even though it was 133. I don't know where I got the number 191. Assets, scripts. Aha, destroy on death.cs. This is something that, like, in the before times, I would have taken the time to nicely separate out, but I don't know, just not spending as much time. Wish I did. Need more. What's the word? Focus. Similar to focus. Like focus and willpower merged together. I don't know if there's a word for that. Anyway, I'm not gonna cleanly integrate it right now. I'm just gonna add it and use it. Destroy on death. Okay, yeah, see, and then this is the all of these are like so tiny, dead simple. It's just gets the health, and the health has like an on death you can subscribe to. And begin destruction is in a base class. It is some of this is actually pretty nicely set up. Like it's this base class and this event that lets this be so small and simple. So I guess this base class is a bit more complicated. That's like setting up the event subscriptions and stuff. Yeah, I definitely looking at this. I should do more stuff like this. You know, like I tap in and I use these all the times, but I haven't. I've let it kind of like stagnate. I haven't done dedicated time contributing to it, like generalizing and cleaning up code that I already have. Um, Gotta do a higher priority on that, but probably not on stream. That doesn't make for good stream content for sure. Right now we're adding collectibles. Right, and the reason I got on that tangent is because we're gonna make this heart just use destroy on death, health, give it 1 health, and damage self on trigger enter, and it's the player, fire and enter, amount 1, yeah, and then destroy on death is a destroyer, which has a delay. And I think I can do something like spawn on destroy to spawn a particle effect here. But we have to make that particle effect. Should I just? I'm wondering if I should. Yeah, all right. Let's disable this for a second. Let's it kind. Oh yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't have to. It can the player. The heart can always just take 1. For bigger hearts, I can just increase this this damage or this heal other or whatever amount. Because the problem is I don't want it to be like I can do fire on stay where it's like every frame they're still colliding, I give you 1 more heart. That might be appropriate for some other kind of collectible, but I don't think it's this one. Oh yeah, I guess. But it's, I mean, like, the problem is, yeah, but there's no I don't have it as like a commonable value, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Because, like, the health, I can't, like, there is no single component here that's, like, looking to the same number. It's going to be 3 different numbers no matter what, right? It's the health, the damage, and the healing. So I feel like I should just leave the health and the damage, since, like, if there was a way to have them all look at the same number, then yes. But yeah, but I'm saying I don't think there's a good way to. Yeah, I'm saying I would have to make a new thing for it to do that. Where I think this is fully functional already, just slapping on components and setting values. Like I would have to make a new component that's like I don't know, like drain my health or something. I feel like I can already get with this. I don't know, let's find out. I don't know if the player actually has a health. This might be before. Oh, well, I ate it. Did I heal? I have no idea. Does the player have a health? It does have a standard health. But my max health is 999, so let's set that to, I don't know. I have to take some damage. Let me get a test rat in here. I think that might already exist. I mean, it's not going to be 999 for sure. That's just like a testing thing. Yeah, on the on the player prefab here, I have it at 20. I saw it, but we're just trying to see if our heart thing works before we look to add more stuff to it. So let's spawn in a rat so I can get hit, so I can take a damage, so I can heal it back. Okay, 998, back to 999. It looks like it works. We can also connect it to some other stuff, like particles And actually, I'm thinking about that. I have a follow-up question on your previous thing. Like to what? Like gray? To what or to red? I don't think that's not gonna work. What I would have to do is I was saying I only this health is the guy's health. This healing to the player is what I want to change. So I would change like this to 5, and then I could spam out some rats. Alright, there are more than one rat, but um, still just one heart. So if I went back to 999, even though I was at something 7. Doesn't the heart have a player HP component? No, it has its own HP. It just has its own. Like I thought that's what you. I mean, like yeah, it works here, but like my understanding is that was the recommendation is the heart has its HP to just like manage its own lifetime. And then so I'm saying the heart HP is just can only just ever be 1 because this is just like kill itself. Hold on. This on my other computer there. I don't know what to do. You gotta send me a message on that. It's not on this primary computer. But yeah, so the heart's own health is just for managing its lifetime, and this is just for killing itself on the player. Whereas this is heal other. So like there's self versus other, right? In a collision. So you're damaging yourself and healing other. And yeah, you're right. What I could do. If you do it by the heart's own health, yeah. But I'm saying that code doesn't already exist. And like, I'm not sure what it gets me because I'm changing one value no matter what. Either I'm changing this healing value or I'm changing the health value. What do you mean? Yeah, like, but why? Yeah, if I change the heart's own health to 5, it will not. I would have to. I would have to jump. Yeah, you're right. Oh, I see. Yeah, that could also work if we do fire on stay and fire on exit. It's only doing on enter right now, so I'd have to jump through it 5 times, but I'm pretty sure this would also work. But yeah, it could be set to also fire on stay. C2, 3. Oh, that time only got 3? I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right that this could potentially be like a thing worth doing. But I think if I was just like making the basic dumb hearts, I would just increase this. I think this could potentially be a different heart variant that spawns higher up. I'm gonna write a note about that. Use additional fire bools on healing and adjust health to have different type of hearts that you can only get 1 HP from each jump. Yeah. Yeah, see, this is content. Various permutations of this with requiring more collisions being more difficult and appearing later in the game. But I think that's for a future content push. For right now, I think I'm going to stick it at 111. Make sure do like the full end-to-end of it working, which I think will include a particle effect and a sound effect, and maybe more. I'm not sure. I have the player squish animation already. I can maybe try squishing the heart as well, see what that looks like. But yeah, let's I think that we know the healing works. We checked right there that also permutation of the healing worked. Well, I mean, yeah, I can just, I suppose, like proof of concept. I think I should actually do that after, where I do hearts, coins, variations, and spawn locations, and shop. I'm not gonna be able to move the other one because it's gonna. I'll have to do this. Oop. Well, yeah, but I mean, I usually end up super content light in a game jam where I have to submit by a deadline. I could do like, I could work on this like 9 more months if I wanted to. I probably don't want to. I probably only want to do like a couple more months on this, like 2 or 3 at most. But yeah, I'm not as worried about I feel like it's a completely different workflow. Like being better at long-term planning is not necessarily gonna make me better at game jams. You know what I mean? Like game jams, I feel like are 100% a function of what percentage of the time window I can dedicate to them. I think the best game jam I ever did, I worked with Paul and also a guy called Austin, where it's because it was like during December, so I had the whole week off from work, so it was 7 straight days of just work, and that was I would say the most like quote unquote successful. Um, so like yeah, I don't know, it's also just by like the nature of the thing, I kind of don't wanna do too much. I want to avoid retreading too much because like I feel like the part of the point of the game jam is to lean into the theme and like do something different from what you've done before. I guess I did a tower defense before, but it wasn't tile based. It was loosey goosey. And dealing with tiles was like 90% of the work there. And it's not like, I just, I never in a million years would be able to guess, I don't think, like how long it's going to take to set up a new technology, like the robust selection tech in that tower defense. I just have to honestly just like play less video games and do less non-game jam things during the time. I think is like the biggest ROI multiplier I could ever hope for. I just need to, I don't know, like for the tower defense, I only probably worked 16 to 20 hours. And like, yeah, it's impossible for me to work the entire 72 hours, but if I really wanted to, I could have upped that by like 50% to 30 hours, and that would have made all the difference. I think the real trick there will just be like front loading more. You know what I mean? Like if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I say like, oh, I know I'll spend all Saturday on it, or I'll spend all Sunday on it. I should send all the initial day on it. You know what I mean? Like all the Friday nights, and then play like WoW or StarCraft or whatever on Saturday, Sunday after I'm done. Like taking a break then, like front loading the sort of no life, super heavy work periods, I think. because that also gives me the opportunity to pivot. It's like I couldn't pivoting on that previous tower defense thing would have been like not having a game. I'd spent this whole time setting up an isometric grid, and then like I had literally, I think 2 or 3 hours. I had like 2 or 3 hours after the grid selection and UI was done to like make a game, which is just like I didn't work very much on Friday. I think that's all it is. I feel like most of my problems are just insufficient discipline and insufficient time spent. Like, yeah, I could maybe optimize a little bit better, but if I could just, number one thing, spend more time and exercise more discipline to spend more time, that would be the hugest, ROI I could possibly do. Anyway, what was I doing here? I got super distracted. Let's see. I racked discipline? Yeah. I don't know. I used to have super discipline. I don't know what happened. I guess I have to work harder at work. It's just like I have a limited amount of focus. I don't know what else it might be. It's also I feel like it's like you either have vicious or virtuous cycles, right? Dude, I've been eating meal prep burritos for like 8 months. What are you talking about? But like I would call Soylent even a luxury over that. That's like I'm like a half step above chicken and rice basically. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just need to get into more and more of a habit of it because once you can get into a habit of it, you see results and the results are encouraging to inspire more work. I don't have anything against chicken and rice. I think that's like the most like standard basic like non-luxury meal you could have is like pasta or chicken and rice where it's like really cost effective. You can get all the nutrients you need in there. Yeah, you can make it better, but that's I feel like that's the most budget. Uh, it's like the most budget rounded meal you could have. So I was. Oh, right. We're doing heart feedback. I'm like, what was I doing? Just so I don't accidentally mess this up, let's like get this in as a prefab. Bam. Now it's a prefab. Yeah, that's what I meant by this middle bit of variations and spawn locations. Spawn locations means like where do I spawn? Like variations means I'll make like 135, right? And then I need to somehow integrate that into the spawner guy to say like, all right, where am I putting 5 hearts? Where am I putting 3? Where am I putting ones? Same deal with coins. But we gotta get there. We gotta. I feel like feedback is a part of the basic. I won't like spend forever super fine tuning this, but I will take the time to at least insert a basic version of this. So we're going to make the particle system for the heart. Oops. Why is it not resimulate? Oh, I have to see it in. That's annoying. I gotta move it over here. All right. Should be relatively short. Heart spawns at a point on a curve. Yeah, I think that's difficult, but possibly doable. Um, I do know like a tiny bit about splines, and I think there are like good spline support here. And it seems like you could just like using the sort of chunk system where there can be 4 potential quadrants. It seems like I should be able to draw a spline from the like the left bottom to the top right or the other diagonal that goes through the middle, right? And if you put the 4 points of your spline as your start bottom platform, the middle below, the middle above, and your end top platform, that should be a full like spline that describes like a path the player could take unblocked. And it's possible to make it even fancier, maybe like integrating information about the player's current jump forces. But I think even I don't know those types of path lines won't be today for sure. That I'm gonna have to think about that. But a future time. I'm gonna add when do AI rework with respect to player jump height. I'm gonna say consider using splines to describe a line a player could take through a chunk. Yeah, I think this person makes a Unity library. Is this Freya something? Yes, yes. Yeah, this is I follow her on my Twitter that I follow like all the graphics people. Um but yeah, this definitely seems like something that's like very doable. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the things that are impossible I like don't even know what to do. And when I can like kind of describe what needs to happen, um that's when it's like pretty much it's usually doable. Um Cause like a lot. It's I'm not saying I'm gonna get it right the first time, but uh, I can at least get like roughly I know how to get roughly the line I want, and then I can adjust from there. But first, we have to get there. We have to let's actually collect these things. Sphere, I guess. Yeah. Radius needs to be way smaller. Oh, it's based on the duration and the lifetime and stuff. 0.1, that's too little. Something like that, maybe. This with more particles, I think, and less speed. Or wait, if I give it less speed, I can give it more lifetime. And then more particles. Yeah, that's too many. I guess I could easily link this particle amount to how many like parts are in there or whatever. Let's try 20. Um, and actually, wait, no. Don't I just want to burst? Yeah, the rate over time 0. But just this burst, I just want to burst. Random between two constants of like, let's say between 10 and 20. Say 10 and 15. And I need these to fade out over time. Wait, does this do opacity separate than color? Nothing. So yeah, this is white. This should instead be the player. Um, There, they fade out over time, and also I don't want that to be the only keyframe. I don't want it to just be linear. I want it to mostly fade out at the end. So here, like towards the end, we'll say you still should be half, or even more. And half is fine. At 75. And no, I don't need you. Get out of here, keyframe. Not wanted. This keyframe, not needed. This isn't. All right. What is the player color? Let's grab it. Why did you not grab that color for me, game? Where did that window go? What the heck? Oh, I see. All right. Shh. I should just change the start color, I think. Can I not select? There it is. Eyedropper. Oops. What the heck? I thought I had that. All right, yeah. I think they can live a little bit longer since they're fading out. And they can probably go a little bit faster to make them feel like punchier. I don't know. I feel like I can get this looking okay, but I can't really get this looking great. I mean, I did say at the beginning of this, let's just let's get it going here. All right. Wait, one cycle. Yeah, one. All right. What else do I need to do here? Probably slightly smaller. Anything? I don't know. Let's put it on the heart and see how I feel. Oh, I guess size over lifetime. I want it to shrink as well. Why is this window like this? And I want a similar type deal where like a higher portion of the scaling happens towards the end. And since it's shrinking, it can be like slightly faster maybe too. All right, save. Where's save? I think it just is saving in real time. All right, we add this as a prefab, heart collect particle system, and then we can, again, this is a speak. Hello? Dang, that's annoying. If I don't test the game in a while, since it never plays the background sound, it like eventually just turns off the headset because it's like, oh, I haven't played any sounds for like an hour or something. Anyway, so yeah, we integrate into the same like spawning system that we have stuff like spawn and destroy, where I guess I also need to make this have a timed life, or I guess a timed life is just QI destroyer, and I say destroy on start, and I give it a delay of like, I don't know, 1/10 of a second. So this will, or I guess it should be the lifetime, which could be up to what? 0.75 to 0.8. It can live for like half a thing before it dies. So this will spawn its particle effect, or this will spawn its particle effect, then destroy itself, and it will be spawned when the heart is destroyed, and the heart is being destroyed when it's healing up the player. So we add a new prefab, which is heart collect particle system. See if that works. There's still a particle system in the game, unfortunately. Let's see. I don't like that. I don't know why the color was like that. And also I got 2 bursts. Let's review. Color over lifetime. Oh yeah, it's going to black. I don't want it to. Or no, it's starting as gray for some reason. I don't remember doing that, whatever. Alright. That should fix my color problem. Now what about this double spawn problem? Can I just have it stop action, destroy? And then I don't even need a destroyer? Then on a mission, I think I just do like this, and then I can add rate over time instead of this burst. Why can't I get rid of this? Minus? Oh, there you go. No shape changes. So it'll die right at the end of the lifetime, I think. Let's find out. That is also definitely not right. What happened to you? Our collect particle system? Hold on, let me delete this one. I might have been working on the wrong one. No, I mean, calling modes, scale. I wonder what I broke. Is it clear that it's broken? I guess I have to respawn into the world. I must have... Oh, it does need a shape. That's why. I thought I'd accidentally added shape. But it has a shape and it had a shape before. Um, anyway, sphere I think is what I want. Reverse spread? No, sphere. Yeah, whatever. I think the stop action is only for if it's destroyed on what's it called? Destroyed, or it's told to stop in code. So I am gonna give it back to the destroyer. Anyway, that guy got spawned in the ground. Sucks for him, and also sucks for me because I can't take a damage now. I think I can still hit this. It's still fucked up. Why is it fucked up? That's what we hope to find out. This heart collect particle system as the asset. Did I maybe do it wrong twice? Yeah, I did. Alright, not save it. There. Saved it now. Respawn in our guy, respawn in this rat, let him hit me. Cool stuff. This is not what I want. Oh, you know what? Because it didn't have the destroyer I added as well. No, I feel like I should go back to the burst mode. That was pretty much doing what I wanted it to do. It just sometimes was spawning a second burst. I just need to understand that. And re-add this destroyer. At 0.5 seconds after the start, which is when you spawn. Alright, so the rat's gonna hit me. I mean, that's pretty much what I want. Yeah, I could and probably will at a future time fine tune that. Let me just check. Is this color thing fixed? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. This is fine. It does what it's supposed to do. And then we just also need to add a sound to this audio source. So yeah, since this this particle effect object will only spawn once that collection has happened, that interaction has happened, we can just put the audio source for collecting something on it. And fortunately, I don't have like a sound ready to go. I can maybe find a quick sound from that I used for Kenny stuff. No, these are all impact. I mean, that's what I expect when I hit impact sounds. Animal Pack, Sketchtown, UI audio, maybe? Is there like a positive thing happens? No, this is all like really UI audio. RPG audio, I think maybe is where I can find. Oh, this is all like, I remember. This is all like so specific. I'm just looking for like generic positive thing happened. Yeah, if I can't find it, I don't want to be like looking through folders here forever. I'm just gonna go find some interface sound and use that. And I will swap it out for something else later. Ah, that was so loud. That was so unexpectedly loud, but it's good enough. It's like my only bar there was be distinct from the sounds already in the game so I can verify it was played correctly. That's all it had to do, and it passed. Alright, I changed the stuff on the audio source to point it to this. Way quieter than it was. And this will play on awake, but the thing will only spawn when the collision actually happens, so it should feel... Oops, I jumped over the wrap. I meant to take damage, but... Yeah, cool. So we have like the full set of feedback for that. And I think we call that done, right? Damn, my hearts, get out of here. Well, I guess I should just move it down. Since the way this this notepad scene works. All right, coins. Coins are the exact same thing. I'm just adding to a different number. But this is I feel like I should just kind of like take the idea Yellowknots mentioned there before about like using the health as a general display system. Like who even cares if it says health? Oh, I guess. Yeah, I need to like. I want the health to just basically be money on a different number, you know, on a different component. Let's see how I can kind of hack this. I want to be able to basically just copy a heart, change around some properties, and then boom, it's basically money. And I think I can kind of do that, but there might there might be a slight complication. I might need to add a second hitbox, or I guess another hitbox for the player, because uh, I will still need to register the collision. Um, yeah, I think basically the path here will be make a child object on the player, put that child object in a tag and collision group such that it can only collide with coins, give that child object fake health, which basically represents money, and then just set up some UI text to point to like this second quote unquote health display that is not really a health display. Let's go through it. All right, player. I will need to change on the prefab, and I also want to like sort of save the current state of the prefab. I feel like it is the same though. You know what I mean? This is generic increment. Sure, it says heal, but I'm using it as a generic value. Yeah. You're right in practice. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna rename it at this moment because it's actually more invasive than you might think. Because I would have to actually go through all the games that might consume this. Because it's not just this. There might be other games that like think they have a health component. You know what I mean? I care. I want everything to still build. I don't want to go to a game and be like, oh, why doesn't this compile? I want to like make the breaking change, then go back and fix the stuff. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say this just leads to you never fixing the stuff. And again, I feel like I just need more I just need a dedicated time for fixing the stuff that I commit to. I just need the time to fix the stuff. And I have that time. I'm just not dedicating it right now. And I will in the future. I hope. I will try to. But yeah, you're right. You're right. I don't know. No, I did do I did all that tower defense work off stream. You know, I did some follow. Yeah, sure, the streaming definitely is the forcing function where like there is no question I'm gonna work on game dev today, you know what I mean? Um Whereas like it's always like, should I work on game dev today? There is no question on Tuesday. It's like, yeah, I said I was gonna, so I'm gonna. But when on another day when no one's holding me accountable, it's easy to say, nah, I'm gonna play StarCraft 2. I'm really close to getting platinum with Zerg. Although I hit like a horrible lose streak this weekend where I'm now like nowhere near platinum. Since I only play on the weekends, I feel like I lose some of my like experience and knowledge. Yeah, you're right. But we can't do it right now. We will do it, I promise. There, I make a public promise to the internet. At some point in the future, these components that are named to be health instead will be named such that it's clear they can be any generic global value. Mark my words, internet. But for now, let's hackily implement money with health. So yeah, I want to copy the player into the player prefab and replace. Wait, did I just mess it up? What happened? I think I messed something up. That did not do what I expected it to do. Why? Ooh. Yeah, that was very unintended and very bad. And here, oh, not, you need discipline. I meant to grab this. Version control, everybody. Imagine if I had to rebuild my player prefab right now because I'm an idiot. Instead, I get to be an idiot and not face consequences because I can just hit R. Well, hold on. Let's not be a double idiot. Let me double check this. Yes, I'm pretty sure this is what I want to do. All these deletions are what I want to undo. That did not. Oh, I think I have to close Unity, unfortunately. Or at least close the player. Yeah. Now I should be able to reset. Yep. Ooh, our player is back, everybody. As he was before I started this stream, because version control, people. Version control. Seriously, I know you're thinking, well, do I even need version control if I don't have anyone else merging with me? Yes. I only have like one master branch here. If I were doing it even better, I would have like feature branches so I could see like, oh, if there's a deep problem, what feature did it come with instead of having to binary search the commit tree. But even just being able to reset mistakes and binary search the commit tree, so valuable. Anyway, let's see if anything is broken. There's a chance something is still unexpectedly broken. Yeah, so I think there might be references to the players. I'm just also going to reset the main level. That'll delete our test rat and our heart, but that's fine. I probably... Yeah, that's fine. I'm in a different scene. No, yeah, I'm going to have to go to a different scene or it's not going to let me do it. All right, yeah, back to fixed. What could have been a catastrophically bad mistake is now just a minor 5-minute annoyance because of the glories of version control. So what happened there is I thought I had player selected here, and I dragged my player into the player prefab, but I had world manager selected instead, I believe, or maybe spawn manager. I think yeah, spawn manager. So yeah, try this again. I definitely have players selected. There we go. Yeah, that's for the warning it gave me too. I just clicked right through that warning. Let's open this player prefab. And add a child object. Player money. Capsule collider, I guess. Cool. Anything else? All right. We need a new layer. Player money. And this is I think this is also a an optimization where I can say like, I'm gonna add a money layer as well. So now it's not even gonna try to care about collisions, any money collisions except with player money. So it's basically like setting these up as only able to collide with each other. Right, player money, money, yeah. No, yeah, this is great. If I do mess it up, this is also in version control. I can just fix it. Version control, people. All right. So we added a new layer. We set up collision for that layer. I'm gonna add a tag as well. Okay. Now I give this its own health. That I guess I can start at 0. I don't see why not. Oh, I guess this is it has like a concept of max health. So yeah, we are already dealing with like something where this doesn't perfectly well fit, unfortunately. I will have to make a new thing probably. I can use mostly the same stuff, but I think I just need to tweak some stuff around this. So it won't die in the beginning until it actually takes damage, even if it has 0 health. But I don't think I have any way to set it, I just need another thing. There, that's all I have to do. Right? Oh, it's not gonna let me. I'm gonna say or here's what I'll do instead. I'll put this at -1 and then on awake if I'm starting health is -1. Just give you the max health. If your starting health is something else, then set your health to your starting health. Okay, I think that's all the extra tech I need. So now I can give him like 9999 max health, 0 starting health. And as long as it has never applied damage on this front, should be fine. I do have to check something about how the damage, quote unquote damage, is applied and the healing. I want to make sure that it's only being applied to the first thing it finds, or at least gives me that option. So let's. Where's my heart? Did I put it? Oh yeah, I put it in the dynamic prefab folder. Take a look. Yeah, okay. It'll just get the first one, so it won't get the child here. It'll get the parent one first, and it'll do stuff to the parent one, and it's not going to do to all of them. I just wanted to double check. I think. Well, we'll see. Because then the actual collision here will be with the child in the case of the collision for the money stuff. At least that's the idea. So we set the layers, we gave them the health. Next, we just set up the money, I think. Prefabs, right? Oh, that's... I just want to copy heart. Money. FFD700. It's like your standard gold. We're just going to use a heart icon for now. I don't like, the functionality I'm testing isn't benefited from my using a coin. Heart is fine. So heal other on trigger enter player money for 1. Health. You have health, yeah. And you damage yourself by player money. Is that it? And make sure these tags are set. Or yeah, this doesn't need a tag, but it does need that. I think that's it. But we don't have any way to know at this exact moment, so let's add that really quick as well. There's a common component for that too. So game group here, the UI group, health text, I'm going to duplicate it. write money text. I'm just gonna move it. It's invisible right now, but I'm just gonna hope -72 makes it like roughly correct. Sure, whatever number doesn't matter, it'll get updated. So this is HED is health display. And the health it'll be displaying is player money. And FFD700 for the color. Alright. What am I testing here? Oh yeah, I need to... Ever since that reset, I should double check the heart still works. There's the second money, and it is at 0 without any seeming problems, although that's not as far down as I would have liked. Let's throw in a heart. And money. Let's duplicate that money. And let's also throw in a rat. Alright. So I take a damage. Cool stuff. 998. Yeah, there's the damage. Grab my thing. Cool. Oh, look at that. Hacky as ever, but perfectly works. I wrote like one line of code to let you specify a starting health, and that small addition enables the existing health system to be used for money. I can even have the shopkeeper, like, buying stuff go through a damage system. Easy peasy. Although that will also need like a special thing of code of like, I don't let you go through it if it would actually kill you. Like you can't buy things that you can't afford. But pretty cool that I have like, you know, this my integral counter plus a display for it, and it pretty much just works out of the box with pre-existing core components. Anyway, there's not going to be any more. All right. I'm gonna switch the order of this because I think base spawn location is a concern first. Because I gotta make sure I never spawn inside like a platform or anything like that. So let's do the dumb version of this spawning. Let's see. All right, I moved this to platform manager or something. No, platform spawner. So, wow, there's a lot in here. Okay, spawn chunk row is what I care about, because after each of these chunk rows, I want the possibility of spawning like health or you know, gold, money. It's actually not a super duper easy problem, I don't think. I think it's easy to do a dumb version of it, but getting this to be like kind of nice will be actually quite difficult. But let's, you know, just like in technical interviews or whatever, let's start with the dumb version. Let's get something that can actually work and spawn our stuff in here. Huh. I think this is a new component that would be managed by like an AI director in the future, along with flying animal spawning and stuff like that. I think I should leave platform spawner to spawning platforms. I'm tempted to make a lazy decision here, and I'm going to resist. Create C# scripts. I'm going to call this, I guess, collectible manager or collectible spawner. Collect T-I-B-L-E. All right. So similar to platform spawner, we want to grab our prefabs. But I guess I should look at animal manager since at least for now we're gonna do like a static list. I'm not sure. It's possible in the future maybe we'll get some programmatic naming. Um, I don't even. I don't know. Do I want to enumerate them? I don't think so. I think I want it to be more like platforms than animals, really. Well, yeah, the question is if I just like deal with them all as interchangeable. I don't think that's realistic. Um, like I'm not gonna be able to just like put a score on them and like spawn them all the same, I don't think. Maybe I will. Let's try that. I don't know. Like the score is basically a budget. Um, I wonder if there's an easy way to get AABB platforms in a chunk, because that would let me know where the safe spaces are. I don't know. Let's just get started with some version of this. You might do dynamic loading like the other things in the future, but for now, let's just do like static um, object references. All right. I think so. Is the platform spawner acting independently? Yeah. So we can set up references to these prefabs here, which is fine. But how do we know exactly when to spawn them and in what frequency? I think it maybe should be called from the platform spawner or like in the or maybe from the world manager. Like there should probably be a director layer in between that currently doesn't exist. But I still want to write out like the infrastructure of what that might call. And initially here, just call it with very like dumb, straightforward values. So I think I just have like a callback that I define. Like on chunk spawn. It's basically when a chunk spawns is when I care about putting things in that chunk. Um, so I would call this from platform spawner probably for now, something else in the future, like a more streamlined system. It seems like I might have more things in the future that would care about a chunk spawning. Um, so maybe there's a base class opportunity here, but for now, let's just get this basic stuff working. So I think we want to offer more hearts at the beginning and more money at the end. That seems straight. That seems like the way to go is like the baseline. Let me double check I want to make sure nothing is broken really quick. You know, version control and stuff like that can only work. Alright, cool. We're good. I was gonna say if you know the previous state is good. If the previous state also has the problem, then you're screwed. Alright, so on chunk spawned, I think I would probably get a vector 2 of chunk AABB. That seems reasonable, right? Is an AABB in a vector 2? Top? No, you need 4 values. Can I just have, do you just have an AABB? Axis aligned? No, alright. Seems weird that Unity doesn't have an AABB. But I also need to... What is the convention of an AABB? Oh, Google doesn't even know. I have to type out axis aligned bounding box. Oh, right, you only need 2 values, a min and a max. Yeah, so a vector 4. Say min x, max x. Or I could do min x, min y, max x, max y, I think. All right. So we'll know the AABB of roughly where we can spawn. And I should just break it apart right away. X range is... Maybe I should just have this as 2 bits. Well, I would have to convert it anyway. What is the swizzle of it? Is it WXYZ? XYZW, okay. Alright. So, we know where we can spawn things, but not really. Because we might spawn things on top of a platform. Now, I have a feeling we're gonna have to improve on this, but I think just to proof of concept, get something working on the screen, I just guess and check like my other thing. So, found spot, or I just do watchdog. While watchdog is less than like a zillion. We try and find a position. Oh, it wants me to just use range, I think. Technically, I don't even need to take this out of the vector 4, but I think it's worth it just for clarity. Okay. So you have a potential position. But do we want to do a raycast 2D, physics 2D, or I guess circle. The origin is this position. I should just log how many tries this takes once I get it working, because then I have an idea of how bad it is. You know what I mean? If it takes like 3 random rolls to get a good position, then like who cares? But if it takes like 5,000 random rolls sometimes, then like okay, yeah, I definitely need to fix this. This is a raycast, so like it's expensive, especially if we're running on browser. I think this is definitely will have to be temporary, but I'm gonna write some notes here to guide my future implementation while I'm thinking about it now. Guess and check is not good, especially when we need to raycast. Instead, we should be able to know and consider all the AABB of platforms and use that information to restrict our random rolling range. That information could also be used to place collectibles in more intelligent locations, like off to the side of a platform, for like a dangerous jump type thing. Anyway, but I need to get something on screen first. How do I do a layer mask? Distance, layer mask, index math. That's all right. Distance, circlecast. We did the orient. Now this is the direction. We don't need it to move at all. We're not like throwing the circle. We're just like stamping the circle. And then layer mask. Get layer mask. I forget how this works. I'm gonna have to. What else raycast? Raycast wall follow, I bet does. Raycast mask is a public layer mask. So yeah, we can set that to platform in the in Unity editor. All right, cool. Hit is null. You not get to do that. I'm just gonna do if hit. I'm pretty sure it's correct. So if we hit something, I just do if not hit. Actually, if we don't hit something is what I care about. Then this is a good position. And I'm gonna roll a 1 or a 2, or a 0 or a 1, I guess. Yeah, so I think this is being set up to work to spawn them in obscured locations, but it's expensive, it's dumb, it's not really considering the environment, and it's not considering difficulty. But, I just want to see some stuff happening on the screen and then like incrementally add improvements. I'm not a big fan of like setting up a big robust system and then like hitting play 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, more like hours later. And then if it doesn't work, like what do you do? And look through everything you just wrote for like hours and hours? No, no. Yeah, you gotta do it in little bits and check the little bits along the way. And the first little bit here is spawning the objects in locations where they physically can be collected. So let's continue on with that. We have the prefab, we just need to instantiate it. At pos with quaternion identity, no rotation, but that's just to get the function overload we want. All right. So whenever the platform manager spawns a chunk, it's going to call this, which based on the chunk information is going to find some location to spawn a heart or a coin. It's only one per chunk, which we can change in a second, but again, little bits. So platform spawner, I'm gonna even I'm gonna on awake here, setting up its, I can do it at the top. I'm gonna make a note that need to formalize relationship between what's the word? Types or like managers, spawners, and have a consistent pattern. Pretty ad hoc right now. But we're gonna get our what was the name of that thing? A collectible spawner. We're just gonna put it on the same like world node that has everything. So it'll be able to like call stuff, you know. So here in spawn chunk, I can do on collectible spawner on chunk spawned. We just have to figure out the AABB, which is mnext spawn height plus chunk size.y with chunk size.x. So vector 4 chunk AABB, it's min x, min y, min y, max x, max y. So that is negative s chunk size x for the minimum. And then the y minimum is mnext spawn height. And then the max x is the positive chunk size x and mnext spawn height plus s chunk size dot y. All right. We need to add that collectible spawner into the level. We need to set up its references. But after that, we should be good to go here. So on World Manager, we add a collectible spawner. Point it to the heart and money. Why is there a money one? Did I mess something up? Oh, that's... I need to get rid of this. I'm talking about... It's doing the in-game assets, so it's not right. I need to fix it. Yeah, well... It's right for the heart, but it's not right for the money. There we go. And the raycast mask will be... World. That definitely didn't work. In fact, That is going to hit the watchdog for sure. Pause. Oh god. I can tell. Oh god damn it. It's such a pain in the ass when Unity hangs. So this definitely is not correct. Dude, I need to actually like kill Unity. That's the one thing it always handles really, really bad. I mean, it's my own fault, right, for making an infinite loop, but it is a pain. All right, what did I do wrong? Oh, I never returned. I don't know, I didn't see that. So whenever it found a spot, it just kept going, spawning up to 1,000 prefabs. And doing this on every chunk spawn, I guess. And doing 1,000 raycasts every frame. Oh, and it's not re-rolling the hit. It's not re-rolling anything. I didn't finish this at all. Oh wait, yeah, it is. It is re-rolling, but it wasn't returning early. Right, these will be different every time. XC. Yeah. Unless these ranges are wrong. Let's set the watchdog to like 50, so if it would be infinite, it's a little bit less infinite, and maybe Unity won't like hang. Oh, no wonder. Not only was I not returning, I wasn't incrementing watchdog. This is just like a there was no way to ever escape this infinite loop, and here I am complaining about Unity. I just basically wrote while true. Should be fixed though. I mean, we'll see. Why am I in? I do not see any collectibles for sure. I see them in the scene tree, but I don't see them in the... Alright, let's pause. Oh wait, there's one up there. But I don't... These spawn locations don't seem... Oh, it's... Why are you all the way over there? Am I dumb? What did I do wrong here? X, Y, X, Y. A, A, B, B. Is this not correct? Oh, it only is half chunk width. This means like the total. So you have to go to negative and positive of the half. Right? Oh, because it's already float. Because I can see it out over to the left. I think that's the problem. I don't think that blue stuff was a real bug. I think that's just like a Unity loading thing. Yeah, I guess only one per chunk isn't very much. And this is a chunk border. That's the only reason why there's an increase there. Alright, I don't need to jump around. It worked pretty much. Let's see how bad the damage is. How many raycasts are we doing? I'm gonna cross my fingers. Anyone want to guess? The two people in the chat. How many raycasts do you think this is doing before it finds an acceptable place to spawn? In the average case. All right. How many raycasts are we paying for these spawns? I'm guessing like dozens probably. Less than 50, but like probably more than 10. Oh, 2. This is down in the 1. Oh my god, this might be easy. This might be good enough that I don't even have to make something better. If it's only 1 or 2 every time, for sure we're good here. Let's increase the spawn amounts. So I would have like a private implementation thing here. That's like spawn collectible. And we'll just take the ranges. I think 1 or 2 raycasts is nothing in a 2D game. Especially since it's only on chunk spawning boundaries. Although I guess that could be potentially the most performance sensitive moment, so additional costs there are not great. But yeah, let's I just want to move this into a function so that I can spawn potentially a few per chunk. So I'll do something like int num spawns random, I don't know, between 1 and 6. What did I name it? Spawn collectible? So we'll roll a random number between 1 and 6, and we'll try and spawn that many collectibles in a chunk, and this is still reporting how many raycasts it costs. 1, 2, 3. It's good to ascend all the way to the top every once in a while to make sure nothing unexpected is broken. And it seems like a good idea to man, if I add some smarts to this, I think this could be beneficial. It's unexpected how much like I feel like I gain additional direction by even these completely random spawn locations. I just I feel like I have a path I want to go. Oh, I made it. I gotta like formalize that wall jump as well. Oh no. What happened? Yeah, and I see you. Yeah. Wall hugging is not. Okay. A heart spawned on top of a bush, which triggered something it wasn't supposed to trigger. This probably just means the bush doesn't have proper collision layers set up, so that should be an easy fix. That's what that assert was. I have this assert in this slow on trigger enter. This is definitely a one-time, not a good spawnable, scalable assert. But yeah, just saying like, hey, I only expect this to ever hit the player. So if it's hitting something other than the player, something's gone wrong. So yeah. There's something, I just need to update the physical layers, I think. Go to prefabs, dynamic prefabs, flower. It is on a layer plant. What is heart on? Oh, defaults. I need a collectible layer, I think. Yeah, I made a layer for money, but not for hearts. I might rename that at some point in the future to something more general, but since money and hearts are the only thing I have now, I'll just name it hearts. Yeah. Wall hugging isn't a mechanic on purpose, but I kind of wanna add it in as a formalized mechanic and like polish it up a little bit. I don't mind it. Yeah, I do sometimes need to hit the edges of walls, but I think that's also because I don't know if you remember from last time we talked about how it's just like it's spawning platforms in just like this like hard-coded min-max, right? It should be a little bit smarter and be spawning platforms based on player jump distance and like the actual arc formed by gravity. But that's not in yet. So yeah, that I believe the values I have it at, every jump is possible if you do the full like holding down the jump button and stuff. But you know, if I'm on the edge, I just like cheese up the edge to keep moving up the tower. So yeah, anyway, I added a new layer for hearts. Let's set up the collision rules for that layer. And then we'll see if we get that bug again. Project settings. Hearts should only interact with the player, I believe. I don't think there's anything else that should collide with hearts. There. So now the hearts can't interact with the plants, and the plants won't try to slow the hearts and say like, hey, I have no movement to slow here. You're breaking your assumption. I think just jumping up the tower will be enough to trigger it again. I mean, I should actually to drive it a little bit more to be sure it's happening, or to be sure like the odds of it happening are high. Let's tune this up a little bit more. This will also give me increased exposure to get an idea of the cost of spawning stuff in this lazy way. But still, the highest amount of raycasts I've seen is 3. There, like everything in there was able to be spawned in 1 or 2 raycasts. This particle effect is a little off sometimes, but just sometimes it is getting an additional frame. I don't know if it should try to, yeah, see this, it got like 1 little frame before it was destroyed. It looks pretty bad, but it was really more about proving I could spawn a particle system. I really don't like how that looks. I want to tweak it. But I'll do that. I gotta climb up the tower here really quick to be sure that bug is fixed. How close am I? 109, I'm halfway. Probably further than halfway. Oh, I left the golden heart behind. I am gonna fix that particle system after this. I hate something looks glitchy like that. It distracts me so much, and I have to fix it. But yeah, we haven't seen any heart yet be spawned inside a platform, and the worst cast we've seen is Rick's 6 raycasts. That is pretty bad though. I imagine actually exported to web, like actually playing in a browser, or a phone as well. 6 raycasts, the same frame it's spawning other stuff, is likely, yeah, I made it to the top, is likely to cause a, yes. I think that's all part of the same system of, like, a more, like having some additional intelligence about the space of the chunk with regards to the platforms that got spawned in. And then like I can use that to decide the max distance. I can use that to put hearts along a path. Yeah, it's just I need to set up that information so I could like 1 by 1 have systems consume it. But we're pretty confident, I think, that the assert problem is fixed. I should add a note here. I'm gonna this was to check how expensive it typically was to spawn something using this super dumb / lazy method, guess and check method. I saw 149, 2, 19, 3, 7, 4, 1, 5, 5. I don't like the space here. Uh, 6271. So most spawns only cost a single raycast, but 6 or 7 on the high end is pretty bad and probably will cause lag spikes. If implement a smarter player movement through chunks line-based system, can instead spawn along the spline and not need to what's the word? Not need to raycast. I guess technically circle cast. But at least you know, for continued development, I don't think this is bad enough. If this were doing like 50 sometimes, it would just be so annoying, just as a practical perspective from development, that I would have to do something else. But on my fast computer, at least like running in the Unity editor or whatever, blah, 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 I did not notice any lag spikes, even in the worst cases. So for our guy here, I just want to destroy this slightly quicker to reduce the chance that we hit that case where we see a brief glitchy burst of the next particle. So I'm going to jump through one more time. Maybe not all the way up, but I just want to collect a bunch of stuff and be sure I never see another burst from this. Ah! I'm dead. That didn't happen. Climb back up for the first time testing this information. Oh my god, I almost did it again. I wonder... what makes like a platform layout easy. I'm not sure I fully understand that, except that like I guess less space like this one. It's definitely harder to land on a smaller space, but I don't know that what makes maybe this configuration, I go it spawned like 2 or 3 of those in a row, but I don't know what it makes these configurations necessarily harder or easier other than like a general feeling and a guess. What was I testing? I don't even remember. It's testing something. I feel like it would have happened by now if it were a problem, right? Oh, I have to go on the other one. Shit. I don't know what I was testing, but intersections of enemies with jump. See, if you had jump splines, you wouldn't need any. Is that what intersections of enemies with jump is what I was testing? I don't know. Oh, you're talking about something else. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean if they're like in their path? Yeah, it's kind of random. It's just following the camera. But I guess you're saying it's chickens, or I guess falling rats as well, that potentially can, as long as, basically, if it crosses your jump spline, the amount of things crossing your jump spline or likely to cross your jump spline is what makes a jump platform thing difficult, I guess. All right. So we have the dumb version of spawning. Can we 820, eh? I definitely won't get the shop, unfortunately. But let's hearts dumb spawn locations. I think there's definitely a collectible variations, difficulty spawning. Okay. What was I saying? Saying something about. Oh, right. Yeah, the shop. I think there's a good effect opportunity there. If I maybe like slow everything down and gray it out, like you get a shopkeeper gets a little time bubble. I was thinking about it's a bit of a problem, the intersection of like being chased and like considering upgrade options in the shop. I don't really wanna force the player there. And then that sort of opportunity could give me a nice opportunity, or that sort of behavior can give me a nice opportunity to like implement a timey-wimey slow down gray out effect when you hop into a shopkeeper bubble. Make the shop a timed. No, I'm saying I don't. Maybe like a max time, but I don't know. I don't even feel like I can. There's nothing stopping me from like. It's not like messing up the logic at all to just have the thing stop. Maybe it could become timed higher up, but I definitely wouldn't want it to be timed in the beginning. If you want to like take, I mean, I don't think anyone ever would, but if you want to like take 5 minutes and consider your options here of what you want to buy, sure, I don't care. But time starts going again the second you leave the shop, I think. It probably will just go into like a like sort of a mini cinematic where like the player no longer really has control and the player can only like continue the shop or leave the shop or like buy something or leave the shop. And then it'll play like a small animation that like restores control. I don't know. We'll just see. I want to get there, but I spent too much time rambling. And I only got hearts and coins, so I didn't get there. And now I need to make their spawning a little bit smarter. To be fair, I didn't fully. I feel like I didn't fully give respect to the complex. I mean, this isn't that complex, but the slight complexity of making sure we spawn in a decent spot. Anyway, let's generate some variations. I think this will also justify dynamic resource loading because I don't want to. If I make like a heart 3 and a heart 5, I don't want to freaking set up all those references. So I'm going to call this heart 1. And I'm going to make it actually slightly smaller. Do like maybe 0.4, 1.0. I can do just half full and then 1.5. And should be some color change, I think, as well. Maybe towards we switch to HSV. We do the value down to like make it less of the player color, like a bit grayer, and be like more vibrant as you get up to. We do. That's probably too much. I think 60 is enough. 60, HSV, 80, and then 100. It's pretty minor. Maybe I should do more than that. 50, 75. I will also change the particle effect, but not now. All right, heal other 3, 2. All right. What else? All right, money. Can do the same thing of like size and hue. One 75. Oh, it didn't save that. What else? Change this healing value to, I don't know, 5. Why does it keep taking me out of that folder? All right, money 3. I don't want this offset on here either. 1 to 5. And 100. All right. So I don't know if this should just use the same sort of minimum maximum difficulty system. I guess, right? I could go to assets, scripts. Where is platform data? I should just rename this like spawnable data. Move it up out of this folder. I have to rename it here. Good, Unity, calm down. And then I have to rename this as well. And then I hope Unity just takes care about that in like prefabs and stuff. I think it should. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I'll know immediately if I broke it because platforms won't spawn. Assertion failed on cancel button. I have no idea what this is talking about. Let's see. Platform data. Oh, I actually got it. Spawnable data. All right. Okay, things still spawn. That's good. I don't know if these desaturated hearts sand out enough. And they're harder to get, which I feel like is counterproductive, at least for the money ones. For both of them, really. I feel like the better hearts should be harder to get. Ah. Alright. This is fine. I was just testing that I didn't break anything by accident by renaming that to spawnable data. Because now I'm going to put a spawnable data on those prefabs as well so I can specify minimum and maximum difficulty. I'm also, while I'm thinking about it, going to reverse the scale thing I talked about. We'll do 10908. They'll make the best ones a little bit harder to get. They'll still be the most vibrant, but they'll all be roughly the same size, and they'll be decreasing in size as it increases in quality. What else? Right, now I need to add those. Part 1, spawnable data. Say the minimum difficulty. -1 just means 0, that's fine. Max difficulty. It should be, I feel like these, if we're only doing 1, 2, 3, can go all the way up to even 50. Copy that. Paste it here. We'll start at 40. Oops, start at 40. Go all the way to, say, 80. Paste this new. 40 to 80, so we'll say 60 to 9999. And I just need to do the same for the money. The same values seem fine to me. Okay. I think we do the same, whatever platform manager is doing, which I'm pretty sure it's doing another like lazy watchdog thing. Yeah, to do more sophisticated solution. Yeah, but yeah, and I need to like map this out. I need to wait, is this still fine? Oh yeah, a platform spawn. So this is like collectible spawn data. Let me see what I'm doing. Level chunk. Yeah. Private struct. Collectible spawn data. Prefab is all we need. Yeah, this is fine. I can just get the difficulty range off it. Like that's what I'm doing here. Collectible spawn data. This was so I could look for 2 different arrays. I don't need to right now. Maybe I will in the future. I'm gonna add a note. This is also copy pasted from platform manager. When find solution, find more elegant solution, apply in both places. And I'll just pass in the difficulty. What did I name it? You're killing me. Oh, I don't have one. Private, static. What is it for platforms? Just an array, right? Yeah. Then in awake, we make that yeah. right? Shh. Oh, it counts them up. That doesn't matter. I don't have to do that. I can statically initialize. Cool. I'm just gonna need to. Well, I guess I knew a new collectible spawn data, and I had the prefab. Where the prefab, that's the code I need to grab from here. I don't know what the prefab loading code looks like. Resources, yeah. Mm. When I mess up the home and end keys, that like takes me out of it so much. I forget where I was. I forget what I was doing. This goes off the screen, which normally I wouldn't. I have to put a real string here. What is the path these things are using? Prefabs platforms. Okay. /. Yeah. Is it adding .prefab or anything? No. Cool. It's happy. I could maybe make this dynamic. I'll have to see how I feel when I add more stuff here. What the best way to scale it is. Because it seems like I could just keep going until I don't find something on the various numbers or the various prefixes. Like I'll check money 1, 2, 3 up. There's no money 4. We're done. And I could be dynamic that way. But I'm already done for now. So is this static? Yeah. If this is null, I feel like the name is probably wrong. Yeah. I'll rename it from M to S to indicate it's static. Bump that over. Bump that down. Cool. What else we gotta do here? We look at this. Just renaming these little variables so they make more sense. SD. So I need a difficulty as well, and I'll have to pass a difficulty here. Okay. Pass through the difficulty, and then I also need to pass it through from the platform manager here. We know our difficulty at this point? No. But we have our world, and it's not like a calculation or anything. All right. I think that should be everything I need. And what do I expect to see in game that would indicate it's correct? I would expect to see big hearts and coins that are a little bit desaturated at the beginning. And then as I go up and up, I should see the higher saturated hearts that give me, oh wait, I didn't, I'm pretty sure one of did I upgrade this? How much? No, it's only given 5. Get 10. And your healing is 1, 2, 3. All right, yeah. Cool. Let's see if that happens. Hopefully. Okay, got 1. We got most of the low level stuff here. What we expect. Ah. Yeah, dude, I need the dude wall jump. Cause getting stuck on a corner like that is so annoying. Also, I feel like I should add a background at some point. It just gets so boring. This black background. Alright, we're at difficulty 30. I think we should be able to start seeing new stuff. Oh, I wanted to get hit to check how much I would heal, but I got knocked down. 7, we're still the base stuff. What did I put its max at? I think like 60 maybe? I don't know. It does not seem like this has worked. I think there's something wrong. I think I'm getting up too high to be still getting junk money. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually call my function. I wrote the function and I never called it. The spawn collectible is not picking a random collectible. It's just picking the basic card or the basic coin. We don't need these anymore though, since we're dynamically loading stuff. We can get rid of them. And the prefab is just we roll our whatever that function is called. Collectible spawn data. Get collectible spawn data. Difficulty. Prefab. Alright. So yeah, it wasn't working there. We were still spawning our base level stuff all the way up. Let's see that changed. Oh my god, you're killing me with that. I should maybe reduce the max height as well. If I'm gonna still be using the simple system for a bit, like until I have my jump system. I think the play will be work on the jump system, and then I can hopefully demo it on stream next time. I can't, I'm too unfamiliar to do it on stream because like nobody wants to watch nothing happening while I like watch tutorials. Alright, we got 13 there because that was 2 5s, 2 better ones. We're at difficulty 54, which I think makes sense with the difficulty values we set. We can still get single hearts. I got some better stuff up there. 25, 35. Those are the 10s. Those are the really good stuff. I think they start at 60. We will, oh man, I have to be on the edge. And I have to wait for the rat to go by. Oh, whoops. I was switching back and forth there. Oh no. I think I'm dead. I think the red line is around the corner. Oh my god. I hit the bottom. But I feel it worked. The difficulty tracking worked. Well, hit me with it. Because I'm gonna put an X on this. Because I do have that. I do have collectible variations, difficulty-based spawnings. We got 3 of each type, and they have minimum and maximum difficulties that seem to work. So we're gonna call this done. And probably that'll be it for today. What did we miss? Shop. Yeah, I actually had that. I don't know if you were here at the beginning, but like warning indicator when Deathbox close but not yet on screen. It feels like when you can see it, that's like your final chance. It's you have like a second or two to do better, or you're like about to die. So I feel like there should be a yellow, like maybe just an exclamation point. It could be, And it could be like 1 exclamation point, 2 exclamation point, 3 exclamation point, then red exclamation point maybe, go yellow to red, something like that. But like, yeah, you should know if it's like getting kind of close. Another advanced consideration could adjust difficulty by, oh, like if yeah, just have the time base difficulty. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Um, yeah. To basically like lay off the gas a tiny bit. I can add a note on that. Difficulty modifier based on proximity to death bar or death box. Give them a chance if the red line is about to get them. Can also implement slingshotting to increase the difficulty more quickly if the player is very far ahead. Yeah, so you can do that in both directions, right? If you're doing really well, I can tune up the difficulty faster. That doesn't even necessarily hurt you. It gives you more money with the way this collectible system is set up. And you probably, if you're doing well, you probably want more things to be happening. And if you're about to die, if you stand still, like I can go the other way where I lay off for a little bit and give you just a chance. Yeah, the to-do list continues to grow. Unfortunately. We want to see it shrink. And we did knock off, it should be coins as well. Technically like 3 things, 2.5 things. I guess like 2 things plus spawning them. They use the same systems. But these are important things. I think upgrades really, like some upgrade system really is key. It's like, I don't know. People like to make choices. And people also it makes things different. And gives you a sense of progress. But now that we have our health and our second health, that is our money, we can now take from that money to implement some upgrades or to have the player pay for some upgrades. Although there is a lot of like nuts and bolts stuff that I think I probably will take a look at this weekend. The thing I really want to clean up that is, did I write a note for this? Oh, I wrote a comment about it, but I want to fix the relationship between these like managers. It's pretty ad hoc right now. I don't like it. I read it. Where does it comment about that? I can find that in version control too. Yeah, here. See, look, beautiful version control. I find it right away. I'm gonna add this to my notepad note because this is what's gonna go into my OneNote that like is my to do. But yeah, I need to clean up the relationship between these global managers and like have a consistent and well thought out access pattern. Technically, there's nothing stopping me from continuing on with this ad hoc style, but I'm creating like a circular dependency in the future, or I'm creating a future problem if I don't fix this. So yeah, and I think I will look at the tutorials and stuff. So yeah, maybe that's the secret to generating more focus. I just need to say what I'm gonna do, and I will show you my having done it next time. So, though I probably won't stream it, on the next stream, I will show you that I have formalized the relationship between the managers and spawners into a consistent pattern. And I will have at least started some of the jump spline work. Some of the initial work definitely should be off stream, but maybe I can finish it on stream, or I could also potentially, finish it completely off stream and then just go through how it's implemented on stream. But yeah, so in addition to my weekly promise that I will be back here next Tuesday, I also promise to you, Internet, that I will do this to-do bullet and get started on this to-do billet. That's my supplemental promise. Maybe if I get this going, maybe I just have to keep promising bigger and bigger things, and then I'll have no choice but to be working on this all the time. But yeah, so yeah, I think it's a good stopping point considering I still got to eat dinner. We're at 8:50 now. Thank you tuning in, YOLO Knots and Random Second Silent Guy. Um, I can say the usual social media stuff: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Quiet Bench Zen, all the things. Follow, subscribe, do the things. Uh, we're moving along, and with a step up of offline work, I think we're probably like within a month to a whip version that I can put up on itch or some other place and start farming feedback from a larger group of people, which would be cool. Uh, but definitely appreciate feedback at this point too. Just I have so much cool stuff I want to do, and I'm willing to spend however much time it takes to get there. But just need a higher density of time to get it done a bit sooner. So yeah, that's it for me. Have a good night.